You want to know how to make your old tough roosters edible? I'll show you how. Welcome to the Able Farmer channel, everybody. I'm glad that you are here. Today we are going to address something that is long overdue with my chicken flock. I have far too many roosters for my hens, and it is getting to the point where it's getting really hard on my hens. In fact, I have actually lost a couple hens over the last couple months because of overbreeding. And that can actually happen because you can see here that if a hen is overbred, they will actually lose all their feathers on their back, and it is hard on them physically, it is hard on them emotionally, which creates a lot of stress, and that actually translates into lower egg production by being stressed out. So it is essential that I get the balance back in order in this flock, and it will help the hens in here tremendously. So I currently have 4 roosters, and I just counted, I have 24 hens. The proper hen to rooster ratio is about 1 rooster for every 10 to 12 hens. So obviously I've got twice as many as I should. Also, by eliminating some of these roosters, you won't hear quite as much crowing in the background of my videos, and I'm sure you guys all appreciate that. So another thing, if you remember earlier in the spring, I hatched out some chicks from my own eggs. And, you know, it makes sense, but about half of those are roosters. Now, they are young yet, and they are actually not putting any breeding pressure on these hens. But that is going to be a problem, and I'll probably address that in the fall, and I will have to eliminate the roosters out of that too. But it's tough because I love the roosters. I think they're prettier than the hens. I like them. I like their personalities, as long as they're not mean. And actually, none of these are mean, are really that mean to me or my children. So I actually like them. But it is for the best of your flock by getting rid of them, because it's just not fair for the hens, because you know, it's very detrimental to their health. So I hope you guys stick around. I'm also going to show you how I'm going to process these, and they're a little bit different than the broiler chickens that we do, because a rooster not only is not bred for meat, but they are older, which makes them tougher and a little bit more complicated to find a way to cook them and still have them taste good, to where you're not to where it doesn't seem like you're chewing on a shoe. I know typically everybody says, oh, that's a good soup bird, and that's true. You could make them for soup. I'm going to do something a little bit different that maybe you don't normally think of when I don't know what the geese are doing back here. But anyway, I'm going to do something a little bit different that you don't normally think of when you think of processing an old tough rooster. So I hope you guys stick around, and I'll see you guys up at the butchering table. Alright guys, we have our roosters here that I have called. So what I'm going to do something a little bit different. Typically with a broiler chicken, I put them in the tumbler and I pluck them. I'm actually going to skin these guys. And I've actually never quite done this before, but I'm pretty sure I can handle it. And I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is skin these, and we'll go on from there. So I'm going to bring you in tight, and I'm going to show you how I believe this is done. So I'm going to bring you guys in here. Alright, I'm going to put this one off to the side, and we're just going to focus on this one. So the very first thing I am going to do is I'm going to dunk this chicken in water. That just makes these feathers a lot easier to deal with if they're wet. Okay. Alright. So first things first, we are going to take off the feet. And you just do that like normal, get between the joints and take those feet off. You feel it pop, get on each side, and boom, off goes the feet. You can pitch them, you could make chicken stock, or even they actually make good dog treats. You can dehydrate those and give them for dog treats, or you give them raw, I've seen. So Well, maybe we'll do that. So anyway, we'll take the feet off. See, foot. Okay, next thing I want to do is I'm going to take the wing off at the, you got your shoulder, I'm going to go to base, I guess that'd be the elbow, so I'm going to go to the first joint and I'm going to take the wing off. Use your poultry shears. Ooh. These aren't my good ones. I couldn't find my good ones. There. So get your wing. Take off the other one. There you go. Okay. So the next thing you do, I believe, is you take the skin and you pinch it up here. You just make a little cut underneath the skin. So I'm gonna rinse my hands off. Okay. Then once you make that cut, you get up underneath the skin, like so, and you just pull. Grab the leg. Should be able to do this without using a knife, but if you need to, you can always use one. Come on. There we go. Pull it up the neck, cut the head off. Wow, these shears are junk. Right here down the back's it's a little bit tough. I always like to cut the tail off. You gotta be careful though, because you don't want to get into the vent. And there is the skinned chicken. So I just gotta clean it up, get some of these feathers off, and that didn't go too bad, considering I really haven't done that before. So I'm gonna give it a quick dunk here. Alright. Now, see, my table's uneven. So next thing I am going to do is I am going to take the meat off of the bone. And that is pretty easy to do. One thing, you see I pop the joints there. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to start piecing this out. And something else I haven't done before we're going to try is I am going to piece this thing out without disemboweling it. So I am going to leave the guts inside and see if I can do this without having to take the guts out and without making a mess. Alright, we got a bowl here, and we are going to take this chicken apart now. So I believe I'm going to begin. Let's go ahead and take the legs off. So if you come back here, you can see, and just start cutting back in here until you find that joint that popped, which is right here. You just work yourself around it, cut back, and there you have the leg. So I'm going to put this in a bowl right here and get the other one. Find yourself around that knuckle. And for what I'm doing, your cuts do not have to be pretty. You just want to obviously get as much meat as you can off the chicken. Okay, so next let's take the little wings off that we have, pop it, get in there, take the wing off. Pop it, take the wing off, and then now you have the breast meat here. So you got your center bone, you want to go right down along the side of that and try to keep your knife riding down along that bone, and you'll see where it starts to come out. You can kind of pull it off the bone a little bit. Take your knife, work your way. Whoop, right here's a little spot that you don't want to get into, especially if you don't disembowel the chicken first. So like I said, I'm not trying to make this real pretty. I'm just, so there's a piece of breast meat right there. And you've got your tenderloin that runs up inside right there. So I'll put that in a bowl. Go ahead and get the other side. And there's the other breast. Put that in there. So now you can look over the carcass. You got your wishbone cut down. You just gotta watch because you got the crop in there. Pull the wishbone out, get a little bit of meat off there, toss that in a bowl, just kind of look your bird over. There's a little hunk of meat on the back right here. I always call them the scallops. I don't know what they're called, but it's actually my my favorite part. These things pop right out of here on a cooked chicken. You get little pieces of meat like that. Okay? There. Alright, so there you go. I butchered that chicken. That is all that is left. I never even took the guts out. If you do want those, let's see if we can get in there a little bit. See right in here to the heart. I am going to pop that heart out because I'm going to use it. Throw the heart in there. So the rest of it's done. Boom, that rooster's done. You could make chicken stock with that, or do whatever you wish. But this is probably all going to get pitched, and I'm going to do the other one real quick, and then I'll continue this video after that. Okay? So I'll be right back. Alright, I have the chicken completely skinned and quartered up, and the next thing we are going to do is we are going to cut all the meat off of the bone. So we're going to do that real quick. Some of these breast pieces I'm just going to cut in a little bit smaller pieces. And like I said, nothing needs to be pretty at all. Do not stress about that. So we are going to get these all cut up real nice and do that as quick as possible here. So like I said, this is a really good thing that I have done to help the health of the flock. It is important, and I'm glad that we finally got this done. I've been wanting to do this video, and things just hadn't quite worked out. But while I cut this up, if you guys wouldn't mind, maybe take this moment to like the video. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And maybe when this is over, check out some other videos that I've done, because I feel like I've got some pretty interesting content out there and that I think you guys may enjoy. So anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the pieces, leg quarter pieces here, and I'm just, you know, just slowly just cutting the meat off the bone. That's all I'm doing. So I'll probably put some fast forward motion on here, and that way this doesn't get tedious to watch. So hurry up and I'll get this done. Alright, we are pretty much done here. Got a nice big bowl of chicken meat, and I have all the dark meat and the white meat all mixed together. That doesn't matter for what I am doing. And you know, with all this talk of making a Old Tough Rooster edible, I haven't been real clear on what we're doing, so I'm gonna let you in on what this video is about. Alright, I keep talking about these old roosters. And the reason they're tough, like I said, is because they're, for one, not bred to be eaten for meat, like a Cornish cross would, for instance. They also are older. You eat a Cornish cross at about 8 weeks. These roosters are over a year old and have been running around that chicken coop, running around the yard for over a year. So, especially the legs and thighs are going to be really tough on those birds. So typically when you ask somebody, well, what do you do with a rooster? They tell you those are good soup birds. And the reason they say that is because they often put them in either a slow cooker or a pressure cooker. And the reason is because by cooking them nice, low and slow and a long period of time, it breaks down that connective tissues in the meat and breaks down those muscle fibers to make meat more tender. Everybody knows that. But to make this video a little bit more interesting, we're actually not going to use these, at least yet. We're going to do something a little bit different. So the idea is, how do we break down the muscle fibers to make this meat more edible to eat, make it easier to eat? So this is what we're going to do. We are going to use the Megaforce 3000 meat grinder. So the idea is I am going to run this meat through here, and this is going to pulverize all the meat fibers and the connective tissue to eliminate any kind of toughness in this meat. And then, being that it's ground chicken, that you could use this in any recipe that calls for ground chicken. Just look on Google or whatever. And another thing you make is you can make chicken sausage, and I do want to do that in the future. So that is the idea, that we are going to make some ground chicken here. I'm going to plug this baby in, and I'm going to start running this through the grinder. Alright, we're going to power this up. It's going to get a little loud, but we're going to run this meat through the grind. So there you have it. There is our two roosters right there, that ground chicken. So anyway, that is how I do it. I'll show you real quick, a quick 30-second recipe, what I'm going to do to what I'm going to make with this, and check it out. there's our rooster. 3 hours ago he was crowing out there in the chicken coop, and now he's right here on the dinner table. So now you know what to do with those old tough roosters you have. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please use this time to consider subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate it. Please click on the circle right here and click that subscribe button. And while you're at it, check out these videos. I got some pretty neat ones I think you'll enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.